after my father, I am the best dancer after him.
Let a piece of cornbread land on a shelf. Let a piece of cornbread land on a shelf. If you want any more, you can sing it yourself. Crown. Oh.
See, he was the king of tap dancing. I've never seen nobody, no other man outdance him or outthink him in his mind. But to me, I'm left to carry on that tradition, to fill his shoes, and I'm gonna do my best to try to do it. I'll sit here and argue with you to the end of time if I know that I can get back at you for making you mad.
But you can't hit me no more and cause me pain.
I don't want to talk to you. You've made me mad today. Don't talk to me. It ain't been easy living with you all this time, the things that you've done to me. Trying to pick at my brain what little bit's left of it. Hey, look here. I'm not all the way crazy. Well, my name is Jessica White. My real name is Jessica White, but I fairly go Dan.
They call me the Miracle Woman. I am Jessica White's mother. And I have raised him from a little boy. He's always stayed with me all his life until he met his Norma Jean White. That's when he was about 18 years old.
My name is Norma Jean White, and I'm Jessica White's wife. And I've been married to him for, well, it was 13 years, and we divorced for 10 months and remarried, and we've been married 2 months now. And that's our life up until now.
He loves that woman. For some reason, I don't know why, but he does.
Well, this is Jesse, and this is my dear friend Waddy. Pull out a 20 and we'll rock for your party. Wildwood Flare. The first time I got in trouble in my life, in my younger days, is breaking in a grocery store. I was sniffing a lot of gasoline at the time and lighter fluid, and I just didn't care why I lived or not, as long as I was happy and had my pocket full, you know, the share of the world, any way I could get it. I broke in the store just to get lighter fluid to sniff. And that's one reason a woman knew that I did it and I was guilty for what I done. I gave myself away when I stole that case of lighter fluid because my father went there and told her not to sell it to me because I was sniffing it. Now, Deputy Sheriff Boyd Jones was his name. He came up, knocked on my mother's door. He said, "Miss White, I got a warrant for Jessica for breaking in her." And he said, "Is he here?" And she said, "Yes, sir, he is." She was a-crying as he handcuffed me, you know, and put me in the car. And I hugged her and I said, "Don't worry, Mommy, I'll get out sooner or later." And I kissed her on the jaw first and remember, and he put me in a police car and I was waving by at her through the windshield, you know, with my hands handcuffed, both hands like that. And she was standing on the porch crying as they drove away with me. And I spent, I guess, 6 months in the West Virginia Industrial School for Boys. That's Pruny Town. That's where they rehabilitation you and make you better than what you are, and make you not do them things. Well, I got out and it didn't help me none. So I got in trouble again and I went back for the second ride. The superintendent looked at me and he said, "You back again, White?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I guess I am." He said, "You know the routine, fall in line."
Jesse can be 3 people. He is Jesse, he is Jessica, and he is Elvis. Jesse is the most beautiful man that I could have ever loved. But Jessica, he's somebody else. He's the devil in himself. Nothing satisfies him. He can't be happy. Nothing you do for him makes him happy.
And I took.
He's the devil in himself. He's a person that when he is in his mood, he feels no pain. He doesn't care about anybody. And the more people he can hurt, the happier he is.
And man, I got a double super buzz. Here I was huffing airplane glue in a sandwich bag. You know, just all I could of breathing it on into my lungs and getting high. And then I'd take me a hit of that gas right after I'd hit. Man, you talking about a warped mind, I got one. Things come to me you wouldn't believe, just like I was saying, this woman, a beautiful woman, just like a lady from heaven, like an angel's body, pretty blonde diamond shapes in it, and the tongue was just like the snake's too, sticking out like this at me, and her body was like an angel's from heaven. And just imagine this, man, a rattlesnake head's on this pretty, beautiful, naked woman, girl's body. I'd say she looked about 19 or maybe 20 years old to me. And lighter fluid, you know, I'd sniff hit by the cans. I'd go around, man, with a sock in my hand like that, you know, soak it down, and I wanted all that good stuff I could get in me. And here, man, I was it. I mean, I was Superman. I mean, it seemed like I could stand in front of a coal train and stop it. And that's stuff that had me thinking, I guess, to get me killed.
But then when Elvis comes by, I have to be silent and enjoy the music and the sounds around from Elvis, too.
This is my recording room down in here, and also my bedroom together. It's two things in one. And it's a place where I sing the Elvis tapes with Elvis and make recordings. And I want to introduce y'all to my room and show it to you. And we'll go down and do some recording. And this is my Elvis room, and these rugs here, I got one from my sister's little boy and one that I've always had. I figured I'd be dead, or locked away in a crazy house to the day I died.
Yeah. Oh, the way I feel tonight, you better wrap me up good and tight. In your arms, in your arms, in your arms, in your arms, just like a bee in a honeycomb.
I was actually an animal. I mean a beast, no good animal that would feel like killing anybody just for a drink of water, for the pleasure of it. I had those kind of feelings. So this Elvis collection took that away from me. I don't have to feel that way no more. Because just like I said, it's just like there's a lot of burden lifted from me.
He wants to get away from this tap dancing stuff and get in this Elvis stuff. And my advice, I would, for Jesco to take his dad's shoes and go on and do what his dad wanted him to do and get away from this Elvis stuff. Because it ain't going to amount to nothing to Jesco, but this other will.
These shoes right here that I got on belong to my father, who was once a great tap dancer. It took a lot out of me when my father got killed. A tragedy happened. He couldn't carry on with himself about, you know, being the dancer that he wanted to be, because this tragedy took place and things of that nature.
He has a lot of problems dealing with his dad's death. Even now when he acts happy, he's still sad. There's lots of times that just all at once he up and has to go there. He wants to go talk to his daddy, and it helps his mind after he goes there. And he's a better person for a little while, but then it starts all over again. He gets back down, depressed again.
This is my father's grave right here. He was the king of tap dancing, and I've seen a lot of people dance, but not like him. I could never outthink him or outdance him. He's gone, but not forgotten.
Get along,
And he loved his family. That's one thing about D. Ray, he loved his family. He loved everybody. He would try to help everybody he could help. And they all missed him too. Everybody in Baineytown, you can go to Twilight, anyone asks about him. They'll give you a good word about him. D. Ray White was a #1 tap dancer. He was the worldwide. He knowed 52 steps more than any other tap dancer in the world. That's it.
The death of my father, everybody told it their way, and they wasn't even there. That's, you know, when something happens, you hear 1,000 things about it. I was actually there, and as far as I remember knowing, my father was shot down on account of something that my brother caused.
About the night that Dad was killed, we were there at 7:30 and came home because we didn't want to be in the party.
I would like to tell you the day that my husband lost his life here. He had been gone all day, and then he came in and he told me he'd bought me a new car for my birthday and throwed me the keys and told me to take me a ride in. Well, me and the children got in the car and we went across the mountain.
We got ready to leave, and we got halfway home. I told my wife, I said, Norma, I said, I forgot my sunglasses at Mommy's. And something just telling me to go back and get my sunglasses. I want to miss spending my money for them. Them's mine and mine only. I said, I just let him use them. And I said, I will go back and get them. She said, no, I don't think that's the idea. They're drinking, Jesse, and said, I'm tired, so let's go home. I said, I want my glasses. All right, we go back.
Norma, I want you to stay. Says we had trouble here. Mamie took Mom and them across the hill and said, I'd like for you to be here. Mommy will be back in a little bit. And
Dorsey walked up to me with his
so I
mouth
got
bleeding
back
and
up.
looked like his eye was black, swelled up. I got to thinking, my God, boy, what's wrong with you? That's when we come back to get my sunglasses. He said, well, I was out Pawnee's camper. That's the time when Mamie asked me to come out, and we wouldn't. We went on home. He said, well, I was out in Pawnee's camper out there drinking and talking and stuff, partying, and said when I come out of Pawnee's camper, said Billy Hastings and Steve Rose started working me over like they was on acid.
And about 5 minutes later, this guy knocked on the porch and hollered for Dorsey. And Dorsey didn't hear him, so Dad did, and Dad went out there and said, boys, go on out of the holler.
And he said, Steve, I told you, get on out of the holler. Said, if you don't, I'm going to walk right down here to Henry's and call the state police on you. And he shoved Daddy. Said, Donald Ray, this ain't between me and you, Jessica and Norma. Said, this is between me and Dorsey. And I got to thinking, well, it's between me and you, and now you shoved my father on his own property.
Jesse ran out there and he saw him shove Dad, and Jessica beat him up there right on the ground.
And it hurt me so bad to see him shove my father in that kind of shape. And I just went crazy as a bat, jumped on him and started beating him down in the ground. You know, fighting with him because I was angry and hurt by him shoving my father.
Jessica beat him up there right on the ground, and he got up. He says, well, man, you whooped me. You let me up now.
Well, we thought the fight was over and everything, and me and Daddy and Dorsey got ready to turn around to walk back in the trailer. Steve gave out a holler, said, get me now, you motherfuckers, effers. And that's true. Said, get me now, you motherfuckers, and shot 3 times. The first shot got my father, second shot got my brother, and I guess a glance off in the trailer, a third shot got hit because most shots hit the trailer. And one buckshot got me in the neck, and I said, oh my God, I'm shot. Really, seriously. I said, I'm shot, and I fell to the ground, you know, because I was shot. I was scared to death too, and shot because that's the first time I'd been shot in the face like that, in the neck.
Shotgun right there, turned around and shot my dad and my other brother, and I took off running towards the trailer, and he shot me right over again the trailer door. I kind of glanced around like this right here and then looked back to see how my dad and them was doing. They shot me, then I ran on in here. And I hit the floor and I started bleeding and stuff. Knocked me unconscious.
Dorsey said, oh God, my face, man. I can't see nothing, man. Oh God, like that. Was hollering for Daddy. He said, where you at, Deezy? Like that, running up, said, help find Daddy. Where's Daddy at? He couldn't see out of his eye because it shot out. And I was laying on the ground. It shot like this, a choking on my own blood.
Right here where I found my husband laying here in the road. And I picked him up and my arms ran up in his back where his whole back was shot out. Then I looked over and I seen Jesco laying there bleeding. Then I looked over and seen Dorsey, bleeding, all three of them laying here in the road. And that's the last thing I remember. The laws got here and they took me in the house.
And I ran in the house and got blankets and covered them up.
Then the deputy sheriff came to investigate this shooting that went down. Said, Jesco, daggone you, said, don't you die on me. I felt like I was really dying because I was really in shock and choking too on my blood. He said, daggone, don't you die on me, Jesco. That deputy did.
And I was in the hospital for about 2 or 3 weeks. They didn't want to let me come out there to see my dad's funeral or something, and I come on out anyway, you know. And she can tell you about how long the guy got out of it. He already got life and he didn't get nothing at all.
He got 5 to 15 years out doing this stuff to my family, and they say he's getting out next month. If he gets out again, we're looking for some more trouble. That's all I know.
Yeah,
But it'd probably be him go down this time instead of one of mine.
Best thing to do is just stay away from us. We don't bother nobody. We're a good family. We try to help anybody out we can.
That's exactly right.
Other than that, that's fine for me. As long as he stays away from Boone County here, away from my mom and them, he'll be all right.
And if I was at my right mind and not been under influence of alcohol or drugs, I believe that I would have killed everybody there and didn't turn the gun on myself. Because losing your father is a lot. That's really a part of you laying on that ground too. And that's the reason I say it does a lot too, you know, when you love somebody. And the way I feel this way, we didn't hardly show we loved each other anyway, but the way we did it, the way life was. Because he wanted me to be tough, wanted me to think that, but all the time he loved me. The names he called me, the bastards, the little old son of a bitches, he didn't mean that. Because he really loved me. He was just mad at me. I know that. And I never did hold it against him, but I held it against him for making a difference in the boys. Why was I always had to be the black sheep in the family? And it's really true.
He tore the family all to pieces when he got killed. And they are hurt so bad, all of them. They're really wild after he left them. I don't know, they seem like they don't want to live themselves. They just want to get out and go and go and go.
I'm Jesse's sister, and my name's Mamie, and I'm the meanest one and the biggest one. And here I'm on some bonbons.
All right, that's Jerry Pontosa White, Jesco's brother. My car here.
Just a little mud ball we have every now and then. 2 or 3 times a week, get together, everybody party and have a good time. It's the way we like it. We're wild and crazy and can't be stopped. Only the strong will survive. That's all. He's burning up. He's flooded all the hell. Look at him. Please. White guys.
He blames the family for Dad's death. They've been here one time, And he got furiously mad at him and told him to leave, that they wasn't welcome in his home no more because they didn't even come to our wedding.
I just don't like to be around them, period, because what happened in the past, and every time I think about the past, it comes back up in the future, messing up with my good life. And I'm on the edge of, something good now, and I like to keep it that way. My daddy left me something to keep me free. That's pretty damn good, ain't it? I'm the last mountain dancer around these parts. And Lord knows I've had a hard time of trying to get where I'm at now, and I just hope this is the big one for me. I hope and pray. I want to dedicate this first song and this first guitar playing and dance to my father, Donald Ray White. The name of it's called The Wildwood Flare. Take it home, Waddy. Show that we done over Charleston, and it was the first time I got to put on a show. I loved it, man, because it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I think that's been my trouble all the time. I ain't had time enough to get out to talk to people or to be with many people. And what people I did have was destroying me.
He told me one time that Norm was putting a lot of stuff in his head that his family didn't like him. But she was telling him wrong, trying to get him to turn against us, keep him coming around us.
We would be getting along just fine, and they would bring a real pretty girl around that he had knew a long time ago. And then she would say, you don't have to stay here with her. She's too old. You should have a family.
He loves that woman. For some reason, I don't know why, but he does.
I never in my life had intentions of having young'uns. The way I had to come up when I was a kid, it took the czar out of my heart to have a little baby and knowing to shape the world's into.
My husband didn't like for him to marry her because she was much older than he was, and he knew it wasn't going to work out. But for a while it did, and then in no time, just everything went haywire with him. We were just arguing and quarreling and fretting to kill each other, guns and all this old stuff.
My fear is of him hurting one of them, or me too.
Don't get me mad. I don't like to be mad.
Does it make
I'm a
you
kind
mad?
of person who wants to be happy.
Does it make you mad when I say you jerk the pages right out of my Bible and call me a hypocrite?
This keeps going down to me not happy. Man, I'm going to have to do something.
Say, did it?
That's what it ends up me hitting.
You misunderstood, honey.
Yeah, I've threatened your life many times over and over to get your mouth to shut up. I mean, I've told you I'd blow your brains plumb into that riverbank over there just to get you quit arguing and trying to get ahead of me. And you talk everything like it's coming from the heart. Man, he's really going to blow me away, you know.
You would. You would. You've hurt me. You've hurt me.
Anybody will say anything under the influence of madness. Marriage is a wonderful thing, but you get a lot of little things with it. It's not perfect, but there's love in it, there's happiness in it, there's also sorrow, hatred, and madness in it. It ain't been easy living through all this time, the things that you've done to me, trying to pick at my brain what little bit's left of it. Hey, look here, I'm not all the way crazy, and I ain't sane, and I ain't drunk. By God, I got sense enough to know what you're doing. Well, I don't want stuff like this on my video messing it up.
It ain't gonna be in your video. It's in your biography.
Because all I want is good, honest dancing and people to enjoy themselves. You never know. I might get good at this dancing and come into money and probably make it big. You never know. I might have a whole new life the next time you see me.
See, you're mad at me because we ain't got no car. We can't afford a car.
See, I can get the devil up, but God can't.
Hey, wait a minute now. How long now do I have to wait before I have sex with you again just because I made that mistake?
You do things if I'm agreeing with your husband.
Elvis, how long does Priscilla have to wait now before she has sex again for the mistake she's made today?
Well, I don't know. It could be a lifetime or it could be tomorrow.